Welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment of our program brought to you by Madisonville Marine. Since 1976, folks have been traveling from all over the southeast to buy their boats at Madisonville Marine. And at madmarine.com, people have been traveling from all over the country, or actually clicking from all over the country and buying from Madisonville Marine. Why do people turn to them? Prices, selection, customer service. Oh, and sum it all up with this: there's no better place to buy a boat. That's completely true. Anyone who's ever been to Madisonville Marine knows it's true. You should get down there yourself and check it out. Joe Special and his team will take great care of you. Madisonville Marine on Highway 411 in Madisonville. All right. Oklahoma and Texas are entering the SEC in 2025. It's funny, when that was announced last year, I thought, well, it'll never wait that long, but now it looks like it's going to. They're entering 2025. The TV deal with ESPN will be renegotiated once they arrive, and all the schools are going to make more money. That is the benefit. Even the little guy, you can say, well, you know you're going to get your teeth kicked in, but you're going to make more money. But which schools figure to be hurt by Texas, Oklahoma arriving? Let's see. Who'll be hurt most? Vince.
My first thought is the teams out west, specifically Jimbo Fisher at Texas A&M's NIL deals.
Ding, 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 ding.
I think, yeah, the recruiting, they do such a great job in state. I think Arkansas would be another one because they do get
Texas A&M.
Focus on A&M.
But yeah, A&M to me is the one that comes to mind.
But they don't pay for their players. They're good recruiters. Look at our facilities we have here. I mean, to me, look at like a Missouri kind of out there in the middle of nowhere. There's already.
Let's
stay with Texas.
Yeah, let's stay with that because I think that's far and away. There's nobody.
Well, I mean,
even in the comparison.
That matters, right? You know,
there's no period.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
Texas A&M got out of Texas shadow. Now you're back in it. Texas A&M. Hey, if you want to play in the SEC, Texas kids, we're the only one to do it. Now that's gone.
Right.
I think Texas A&M.
far and away.
Yes, without even question. They are killed by this.
And the selling point to kids in that state, in the backyard, that they're taking Texas as players of saying, hey, you can play in the SEC. Well, now Texas can say the same thing.
And Oklahoma, who gets the majority of their players
Texas.
come from Texas.
Right.
So I just think that it's A&M is the biggest loser. Doesn't mean their program's going to fall off the map. Just means theoretically,
Right.
there's nobody even close to as big a loser in this thing as A&M, which is why they were the only school that kind of put up a squawk.
I didn't want Texas in to begin
Didn't
with.
want them in there.
And I actually thought they'd put up more of a squawk.
Yeah.
So, okay, now, Chuck, where were you going to go? Missouri?
Well, I mean, it's almost like it doesn't matter because the rest of them, it seems like we're going to struggle anyway. But Missouri certainly doesn't benefit by schools right next to them coming in schools that they recruit in too.
Right.
Yeah, I would think any schools that recruit in Texas would be next on my list.
Right.
Which, Arkansas. I think Arkansas is hurt by this.
Yeah.
LSU has gotten over there, but LSU's a bigger brand. But it hurts LSU that now you were competing with A&M. Now you're competing with A&M, Texas, and Oklahoma, and Arkansas. So
I would raise LSU up there. I think they go into Houston. They go into the state a lot because yes, they don't. Their home state is rich in talent, but they're not getting everybody in there. Other people are pulling players out of LSU. They go into Texas a lot.
all right, so our ranking so far then, Bob, you can tell me if you agree or not. A&M by far hurt the most. Then you got LSU and Arkansas
Missouri.
next. I don't know that Missouri's hurt as much as – I think I would put Missouri in third. But, well, let's see. Where are you going? Is it Missouri?
I would. A&M, the obvious number one. I don't think Missouri would be up there on my list. I'll tell you who I think it hurts.
But
eventually.
Are Arkansas and LSU?
LSU is on my list. Arkansas, I hadn't thought of that much. I think Ole Miss and Mississippi State get hurt because you're already at the bottom of the West.
Well, that's what I think with Missouri too.
Right.
You know,
That-
but they're
Now you're into the pool zone, aren't you?
right, exactly. And so you're already kind of down here. Does this just prevent you from ever being able to make that leap like Ole Miss did this year? I mean, does that just keep the downtrodden farther downtrodden?
Yeah.
Further trodden.
And they're probably glad it doesn't change until 2025, right? I mean, the longer you can put
But
this
I
off.
think it's A&M by far.
Okay, so as a group, we kind of sort of. Bob's not 100% in on this, and I don't know that Chuck is. So as a group, meaning Vince and me, we talked Chuck into it. But Texas A&M number one, we all agree on that.
Right.
Arkansas and LSU, who recruit Texas, are probably number two.
Yeah.
And then all the other downtrodden teams. Is
Or
there
kind of-
anybody else? Was there something we're missing?
I mean, Tennessee goes into Texas, Alabama, and Georgia.
Right, but
sometimes, but not as
much.
Right, not as
Is there
much.
any
right.
other angle we're missing, though?
I mean, not that if you include the Mississippi schools. I mean, every school that's closer to them, to me, it impacts them the most and hurts them the most. Because what does it matter, South Carolina?
Here, well, you're one more team down in terms of
That you're having to move up, yeah.
but Tennessee. I don't think it helps you.
No.
And here's the thing I did, and I don't have the graphic for it, but I did this past week. I added up all the victories, and I didn't do the, well, that victory was forfeited. That one was negated. No, I just counted actual on-field victories for all 14 schools of the last 50 years. I told you, where do you think Tennessee ranks out of the new 16-team SEC of the last 50 years in terms of total wins? Where would Tennessee rank?
10th.
Pretty good, Chuck. I would have said 7th or 8th. They're 9th.
Check those numbers.
So 9th.
Yeah,
If you're looking at that as a Tennessee fan,
yeah.
you're now in the bottom half of the league with Texas and Oklahoma over the last 50 years, which weren't bad.
And those are some good.
You had a national championship in there. So anyway, I think so. It hurts those guys. It hurts the Tennessee too. We'll see. All right, doesn't hurt the.
Is there a helped?
There isn't.
I mean, it says
we got to catch a break.
hurt or
So
helped.
that's why I scratched that out. And since we're going to break, we're now screwed on that. All right, come on back on the Sports Source.